How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. The SEC just gave us a warning. I want to talk about that. A warning about crypto. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos like this. Also, there is a link down there to Margex in case you want to trade cryptocurrency. There's no KYC, no VPN is needed to get on Margex. And there's also a link down there to Blowfin. I also want to point out the fact that we just had our first live stream for HGAaccess, and we got a special person on the channel, because Rob from Digital Asset News joined us, and we got to talk to him for about 25 minutes, got to talk about all different stuff, including some investments he's made recently, talked to Matt Perry about exit strategies. He was on there for 45 minutes, talked about what we're doing, about Fink as well, and some of the cryptos that we are looking at now. Fink, even since I talked about it earlier this morning, up more. It just continues to run, almost dropping a zero here at almost a $2 million market cap. Keep in mind, we talked about under 400,000. So you might want to join HGA underneath the video, or HGAaccess underneath the video, to get more of these live streams, be able to ask questions, jump in. We're going to have more special guests as well, really big YouTubers and channels getting information that they literally aren't telling on stream or in videos, like some private stuff. So definitely check out that stuff. Check out the link to that underneath the video. Now, crypto is doing pretty well today, a little bit quiet for the big coins. Heading into the weekend, we know that the SEC is supposedly supposed to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF later this week. And we just got this. SEC posts a warning to investors to say no to FOMO. How clever, about digital assets, gearing up for the spot ETF approval. Let's take a look at what they said exactly. I don't have the actual tweets pulled up, but they have a picture of them here. SEC investor education, say no to FOMO, fear of missing out. Just because others might say to buy a particular investment doesn't mean it's the right opportunity for you. Learn more and find out for what's right for you for your investing goals. And then they say, we've all seen increased interest in online investing and an explosion of digital asset and meme stocks. Understanding these kinds of investments may seem overwhelming. Digital assets include cryptocurrencies, coins, tokens, and more being offered in ICOs. Meme stocks may be based on internet popularity and social views instead of a traditional stock value, such as a company's performance. And let's not forget NFTs. An NFT has a unique code that allows it to be identified as something that can be digitally owned. It's found on the blockchain, which is a kind of ledger. Think of NFTs as digital ownership, like artwork, sports memorabilia, and photos. Honestly, I'm surprised that they didn't say anything kind of backhanded in here, but they just kind of give information about it. And they're saying, just be careful. Now, why is this important? Why does it matter if they say no to FOMO and talk about crypto? I think the thought process is they have given warnings in the past like this, like don't go invest all your money just because we approve something. And then they have approved that very thing like a few days later. So the fact that they're talking about not FOMOing in, and this is as of today, they posted this, means that maybe they're going to approve it, and they're just giving a disclaimer like, do not buy just because we're talking about it. Don't buy just because other people are talking about it or that we're just approving it. So I think this is a good sign. Like if they were just going to flat out deny it, why go through and even post about this? Because they said, no, you can't buy ETFs anyways. So they're just trying to cover their butts a little bit, trying to educate the public maybe. But obviously we don't know exactly what they're going to be doing this week, but this indicates they're probably going to approve those ETFs. Also, we got a bullish article on Bitcoin in today's Financial Times, perhaps the most authoritative financial news publication in the UK. The author pushes back on a lot of the FUD in giving his reasons for buying into the Bitcoin ETF when it eventually launches. He talks about volatility, risk, no income, hard to value, speculation, intangible assets. I think we've talked about most of that on the channel, but we can go through a couple right now. Volatility, people think that Bitcoin's too volatile, but honestly, volatility is the price you pay for performance. I've said that a lot, but think about it. Any stock that people say that they wish they could go back in time and buy was super volatile. That's how you get good performing assets, right? You're not buying treasuries and then getting a 40% return because there's not much risk there. There's not much volatility there. But if you want a asset that performs well, let's say you want to go back in time and buy Tesla. Well, Tesla was on the verge of bankruptcy. It was very volatile. Amazon went down 95% or 90% several times. So you have to have a volatile asset if you want good performance. That's just because if it's not volatile, then everyone probably thinks really highly of it. And then there's not much room for outperformance. Risk. People think Bitcoin's too risky, but really when you look at it, it's performed extremely well. And probably one of the most dangerous things over time is the US dollar, because you are bound to lose money. You are going to lose money in the US dollar. Now, you might still have $100 from now, $100 10 years from now, but that's going to be worth a lot less. It says that there's no income with Bitcoin, but that's not what Bitcoin's trying to be. It's not trying to be a business. It's a way to store value. It's a way to send value across the world in a split second without having some overreaching hand increasing the supply. Ooh, sorry. That's a reminder to buy more Bitcoin. I'm just kidding. But it's hard to value. People say it's hard to value. It's just different. You value it in different ways. You don't value it based on cash flow. You value it based on scarcity. You value it based on adoption, that kind of thing. Speculative. People think it's speculative. But again, it's just volatile, right? Anything is speculative in the sense that it's worth what people are willing to pay for it. Any asset that's worth anything has probably gone down and up significantly in a year and been volatile. I mean, think about housing markets, think about stocks, that kind of thing. And it's intangible. Some people just can't get over the fact that they don't understand it. But the internet's kind of intangible. Like, there's no physical internet. There's nothing that you can hold and say, this is the internet, this is worth billions of dollars. No, it's a technology. So having a big financial publication talk about this, I think is positive. It helps maybe some of the people that haven't heard about Bitcoin or just hear all the bad things about Bitcoin. They listen to Jim Cramer and then he says that it's worthless or something like that. It helps them understand it a little bit better. And to be fair, some of those people do have millions of dollars. So I think it's helpful. Now, I do have a video coming out later today on Fink, Larry Fink, and the Fink token. Be on the lookout for that. If you haven't seen my last video, talk about Satoshi Nakamoto actually stacking some sats, getting more Bitcoin in his wallet. You can check out that video too. I'll put it on the end screen. It's kind of interesting. He didn't necessarily buy, or they didn't necessarily buy, whoever Satoshi is, but someone sent them a lot of Bitcoin. So we'll talk about that in that video if you want to go check it out. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, you can check out HGAaccess underneath the video in case you want access to these live streams, access to influencers that you have nowhere else. Like, we took questions from the community for 20 minutes in that live stream. So definitely check that out underneath the video. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next